Hey entrepreneurs out there, it's time for another deep dive. You know how it is, some days you're juggling clients, teams, maybe even families and friends.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like running on fumes constantly.
It really is entrepreneurship. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And it's easy to get lost in the hustle and forget about ourselves.
Yeah, you can really lose yourself in it.
So that's why today we're going deep with Zeta Beasley.
Ah, I like her.
She's the powerhouse behind Zeta Data, but she's also awesome at reminding us entrepreneurs something super important.
What's that?
We matter.
It's so true. It's so easy to forget.
Right. And she doesn't try to pretend entrepreneurship is easy, but she also reminds us to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, I love that about her perspective.
And to remember our value no matter what happens with our business.
It's not all about outcomes.
Exactly. So today we've got a voice memo and some of Beasley's writing to guide us.
Cool.
And get this, she's got some surprising insights that might just change how you approach your business and your life.
I'm ready. Let's jump in.
Okay, so Beasley starts off by getting real about how lonely the entrepreneurial journey can be.
Yeah, that's real.
She says the entrepreneurial journey is filled with highs and lows. You may find yourself alone in the journey, especially if you're single.
I hear that a lot from entrepreneurs, especially solo founders. You're putting your heart and soul into your business,
Right.
but it's hard to find people who really get it.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's not just about being single. Beasley also talks about how even existing relationships can change
Oh, yeah, for sure.
as your business grows.
How so?
She talks about unlimited access.
Unlimited access.
Yeah, like how people might have expected your time and energy before and how that can cause problems.
Yeah, it's almost like people think just because you're chasing your dream, you should always be available,
Totally.
which is just not possible. You have to learn to set boundaries.
Absolutely. In business and in your personal life.
It's so important for protecting your energy and well-being.
So true. Speaking of energy,
Yeah.
Beasley tells this funny story in her voice memo
I like a good story.
about needing accounting help for a client project.
Oh, I've been there.
She reached out to the Small Business Development Center, but it was such a slow process, she actually missed the opportunity.
Ugh, it's the worst.
It is. It's so frustrating.
That frustration with external support systems,
Yeah.
it's so common for entrepreneurs.
You're relying on others to help you move forward, and then things fall through.
It's like hitting a wall when you're sprinting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Beasley's all about finding ways to keep going even when things get tough.
I love that. How do you do that?
Well, one thing she talks about is building a network of reliable resources.
Freelancers,
Right.
mentors, online tools.
Yeah, exactly. Having a support system you can trust makes a huge difference.
Huge. And you got to be proactive about building it.
Okay, now here's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
Beasley also talks about the challenges of business partnerships,
Oh, man.
especially now when everything's so remote and digital.
That's a tough one. Building trust when you're not face-to-face is hard enough.
Right. Add in the distance, and it's like you're building on shaky ground.
You really are.
Wow. But Beasley gives us some advice on how to navigate this.
Okay, good, because I need it.
One of the biggest things she emphasizes is clear communication.
Right from the start.
Exactly. Setting clear expectations, defining roles, establishing shared values,
Those are crucial.
whether it's virtual or in person.
Absolutely.
And, she doesn't just talk about business partnerships.
Oh.
She also touches on how our personal relationships are affected by entrepreneurship.
It's true. It's like juggling different worlds, trying to find that balance.
It really is.
Mhm.
And this is where Beasley's advice on setting boundaries is so important.
Boundaries are everything.
Being mindful of who we give our time and energy to.
Who has access to you?
Yeah, she actually says, balance your energy by limiting who has access to you.
I like that. It's powerful.
It is. We only have so much to give.
So true.
And if we're always spreading ourselves thin, it affects everything.
Our business decisions, our relationships, everything.
Like running a marathon carrying everyone else's baggage.
That's a good way to put it.
Not a recipe for success or happiness.
And then Beasley brings in this really cool concept.
Oh, tell me about it.
She talks about creating a side business that sparks joy. She even calls it fun be fuel.
Wait, fun be fuel.
I love that.
Right, it's like permission to do something you love, even if it's outside your main business.
I am so curious to hear more about this.
Me too. Let's dive into that next. So Beasley's advice is to find a side hustle, or just something creative that really energizes you.
Like what?
It could be anything, writing, painting, even a small Etsy shop.
I see.
The key is it should bring you joy.
It should be fun.
Exactly. not another thing on your to-do list.
Like hitting the reset button on your creativity.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Especially when you're feeling burnt out from your main business.
That makes sense. And it doesn't even have to make money.
Nope. Even a few hours a week on a passion project can make a huge difference.
In your energy and mindset.
Beasley even gives an example in her notes about a tech founder who started a side business as a business coach.
Wow. That's a change.
Right. It shows how these side hustles can help us develop new skills too.
And expand your network.
Maybe your fun fuel project could even become your next big business.
You never know. That's the beauty of entrepreneurship.
Always room to grow and evolve.
Absolutely.
But Beasley reminds us that even while we're building, we need to remember our value.
That's so important.
This is where she introduces her concept of you are matter.
I love this part. This is where she really shines.
She takes the idea of matter, like, taking up space, having mass.
The science of matter.
Right. And she connects it to our worth as human beings.
It's like she's saying, hey, you exist, so you matter.
So simple, yet so profound.
It is. And it's something we forget so easily.
Especially in the entrepreneurial world, everything's so results-oriented.
Totally. How often do you tie your self-worth to your revenue or your followers?
Oh, all the time. It's so easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah. Beasley challenges us to change that perspective.
Our worth isn't based on those things.
We matter just because we are.
That takes the pressure off.
So much pressure.
It lets us approach our businesses from a place of self-respect.
Rather than scarcity or self-doubt.
Exactly. And that can change everything.
Everything.
The decisions we make, the relationships we build.
It all flows from that belief in ourselves.
And Beasley doesn't stop there.
What else does she say?
She says embracing you are matter helps us deal with challenges and setbacks too.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's like an inner armor of resilience.
When you know you matter no matter what, you're less likely to be derailed by tough times.
You bounce back faster.
Because you're not letting those setbacks define you.
And, Beasley also acknowledges that not everyone will understand or support our journey.
That's a tough one.
She has a really interesting perspective on that.
What is it?
It's not about blaming people or holding resentment.
So what is it?
It's about having compassion for them. She says everyone's on their own path of growth.
Some people just aren't equipped to be as supportive as we might hope.
It's not making excuses for them.
But it's not taking it personally either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's recognizing their limits aren't a reflection on our worth.
I love that.
And that ties back to you are matter.
When we believe in our own value, other people's opinions don't sway us as much.
We find that inner strength.
Knowing our worth comes from within.
Not from validation from others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how does this all help our listeners who are feeling burnt out?
Well, Beasley actually gives some practical advice on how to nurture ourselves and get our energy back.
I'm all ears. Self-care is so hard when you're overwhelmed.
I know, and Beasley's suggestions are really simple but powerful.
Like what?
Things like taking walks in nature,
Okay, I like that.
creating a new playlist,
Nice.
organizing your space, decluttering.
Those might seem small,
They do.
but they make a huge difference.
To our mental and emotional well-being.
It's about taking time to recharge.
Reconnect with ourselves.
Give yourself permission to step away from the hustle.
And focus on things that bring us joy and peace.
Creating a space that supports our well-being.
Physically and mentally.
Clutter can really weigh on us.
Even if we don't realize it.
Beasley compares it to carrying extra baggage.
I love that analogy.
Me too. By letting go of the physical clutter, we create space for mental clarity.
And creativity.
When we're grounded and energized, we show up better for our businesses.
And our relationships.
Self-care isn't selfish.
It's essential.
And it doesn't have to be complicated.
Even small things make a difference.
Finding little moments of joy and renewal throughout the day.
Meditating, listening to music, stepping outside for fresh air.
It's about being intentional with our energy.
Filling our own cup before
Yeah.
we try to pour into others.
You can't pour from an empty cup, right? You got to take care of yourself first.
Exactly. If you want to show up for your business and the people you care about. And Beasley ends on a really hopeful note.
Oh, I like hopeful.
She talks about this divine order
Divine order.
and focusing on what you still have instead of what's gone.
That's comforting. Especially for control freaks like me.
It is. It's like surrendering to the journey a little.
Trusting that things are working out even when it doesn't feel like it.
Exactly. And sometimes what seems like a setback
Yeah,
can actually lead to something even better.
that's true. You just got to have faith.
Faith in the bigger picture. Trust that things will work out.
Easier said than done sometimes.
It is. But Beasley says we can choose where we focus our energy.
Dwell on what's missing or appreciate what we have.
It's a choice.
And then she leaves us with this powerful reminder: there is power in knowing you matter, because you are, by definition, matter.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Think about how that could change your business and your relationships.
It could change everything.
It could. Showing up authentically, setting boundaries, making decisions that align with your values.
Going from scarcity to abundance.
From self-doubt to self-belief.
And when you believe in yourself, you become unstoppable.
You attract the right people, the right opportunity.
The right resources.
Everything falls into place.
It's like the universe is on your side.
When you're aligned with your purpose.
So remember, you are matter.
You have value.
You have the power
to create the life you want.
Keep hustling, keep dreaming.
And never forget.
You matter.
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into Zeta Beasley's wisdom.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty inspired.
Me too.
No.
It's a good reminder that entrepreneurship is about so much more than just building a business.
It's about personal growth.
Self-discovery.
Making a difference in the world.
So keep diving deeper, keep exploring.
And keep believing in yourself.
Until next time. Stay curious, stay driven, and remember,
you matter.